let me make sure I understand. Is my man saying you like the kid, but you don't even like the mom? So you come in on as a stepdaddy to basically use the mom to cover your expenses, but your real sincere relationship is with the kid? Is that what he's saying?
Excuse me, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
This was from Mr. Highway. Why don't women think they have to compensate for the baggage? So that was
Thank you. Mr. Highway, I'm familiar with you saying, and I thought, nah, there's no way he said that. So yes, the reason that women don't think they have to compensate for the baggage is number one, the human being tends to delude themselves in general, male and female. You see what you want and you think you can get it, or you look in the mirror and you don't see what's really there, because the truth is the hardest pill to swallow. As they say, the truth will piss you off. Wait, what do they say? The truth will set you free? Yeah, but apparently a lot of people are in jail because people don't operate with the truth. We always want to look in the mirror and think we look better than we do. We want to look at our fat, flabby body and think that, oh, I'm in decent shape. I just need to lose a few pounds. We want to go on Instagram and Snapchat and use all these filters to make us look better than we actually do. What we have trouble dealing with is reality. The woman who doesn't think she has to compensate for having a whole other kid, she doesn't think she has to compensate for being a baby mama by some dude named Pookie, Tyrone, and Ray Ray. The one who thinks she doesn't have to compensate for the fact that you, as the new guy in her life, has to deal with this other guy who's a stranger to you for the next 18 years. The reason she thinks she doesn't have to compensate is because she's delusional and not plugged into reality, which is not surprising. That's why she's in that situation in the first place, because she's not a realistic person. She didn't look at that guy and look at herself and make a realistic estimation of how they could fit together in the long run. So she's continuing on with the bad traits that landed her in that situation in the first place.
We got another super chat question from Maximus saying, weirdo guy saying it's stepdaddy season.
Whoa, hella weird.
When they see a single mom, are these males just mentally ill or just uncontrollably horny? P.S. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. I will have a blessed day, and I'm wishing the same to you, Maximus. This is a very important thing that we teach within the Assassin, which is the idea that as a man, you are led by rationality, not your lower self, not being an animal and driven by carnal desire. Undoubtedly, these men who would look at a lonely mother and say it's stepdad season, clearly they're lower class, but undoubtedly they're led by their physical drive and the libido is ruling them. These are animals. These are not men. These are boys. These are animals. They're thinking like boys in puberty. It's really sick, sad, and disgusting. But hey, here's the good thing. It's a dirty job, but somebody got to do it. So if they want to deal with these lonely mothers, let them have it. We'll sit back and wait for this fresh water to come out, you heard me, and deal with these high quality, high value women that are the most worthy of us. So yeah, they're sick people. And at the end of the day, you got to be thankful for losers, because you need losers to be a winner. You heard me? That's why when I encounter low IQ people, initially I'm like, God, you guys are so annoying. But then I remember I need you to be low IQ so I can be a high IQ person. You're just holding me up. You're a mere platform for me to stand on. So coming back to the lonely mothers, the worst thing you'll encounter in any human being is the inability to admit their errors. Now, recently, I released a video, in fact, just last night. I identified 5 areas of female development. One of them is accountability, right? You probably noticed they don't want to be accountable. And the weak males don't want to be accountable either. But here's the thing. You'll have lonely mothers who get mad at me for using the term lonely mother. And it's really a shame because they feel mad because they are indeed a lonely mother. Whereas if it were me, I would say, Marquette, I understand what you're getting at when you use the term lonely mother. I made mistakes, which is why I'm in this situation. It might not have been 100% my fault. Could have been 10% my fault, 90% the guy's fault. But undoubtedly, I made mistakes or else I wouldn't be a lonely mother. This is obviously not including widows. But if at no level can you admit that you've screwed up, then you know you're dealing with an underdeveloped person. And most of these lonely mothers are not lonely mothers by accident. They're lonely mothers by merit. Generally the lack of merit. And that's why they have so many problems with the term lonely mother, not realizing it's not a term to put you down. It's a term to put your feet on the fire so that you go and complete your family. Because it's true, it's hard being a single parent, whether you're a male or a female. And what's harder is for your child to grow up feeling fully loved and truly nurtured when they don't have both of those healthy parents there. I'm not saying rush into a situation with any man. I'm saying find yourself a good man, a worthy man, because sometimes when the women rush into situations and they cycle through a lot of guys, they put their kids at risk for sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and hell, the woman puts herself at risk. So you don't want to cycle guys through your household. You want to be very cautious. And one major issue or problem that I see with lonely mothers is when they meet a guy, they say, well, you got to accept me and my kid. I'm like, bitch, this is a first date. I don't even like you. Like, I don't even know if I like you. How do I like your fucking kid? I haven't met the kid. Like, what are we talking about here? So first, these women have to get their head straight to understand that a random guy doesn't give a shit about your kid. He barely gives a shit about you. He has to get to know you and have affection for you before he can have affection for a stranger's child. Huh? And you should know that's real because most men don't leave their own kids because of the kid. They leave the kid because they didn't want the woman. They're leaving out of that family is the issue. So I want you women to understand that. Make sure that man gets to know you first before you bring your kid around.
Maximus asks, do you fault guys for seeing the potential in the young boy and using the mother as a meal ticket? If the boy is gifted at sports or is smart, is that smart or cruel?
Let me make sure I understand. Yeah. Is my man saying you like the kid, but you don't even like the mom? So you come in on as a stepdaddy to basically use the mom to cover your expenses, but your real sincere relationship is with the kid? Is that what he's saying?
I'm waiting for a response, but
okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, see if you could reread that super chat. That was curious.
He said, I'll read it again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fault guys for seeing potential in a young boy and using the mother as a meal ticket? Is it smart or cruel?
Wow. Well, first off, let me say I'm here to love, not to judge. Generally speaking, if you're in a situation where you have to use a woman as a meal ticket, as you put it, which obviously is less than an ideal situation, and we generally don't recommend that, certainly a woman who doesn't have kids is a better meal ticket, generally speaking. You're more likely to find a high-value woman with no kids. She'll have more disposable income, which she can use on you. So we always say aim for the best, pursue the ideal, and that would not be ideal. So I would say you want to avoid that situation for your own good, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're only involved with the female as a meal ticket, when your relationship with her deteriorates, your relationship with the child will inevitably also deteriorate. So I don't recommend that.
He clarified, he said, if the boy is gifted at sports, there's guys who come into the relationship to groom the kid into becoming a pro.
Yeah. I think that's strange. I wouldn't recommend it.